everybody. We are under the pedestrian bridge, and how exciting is this? This is a fundraiser that we're calling a Big Four Flash Mob LIVEcast, and how exciting it is for you to be a part of it. We would like you to welcome the wonderful guests who are standing in front of the camera. Scoot over this way just a little bit, girls. From my left, Tiny Markwell. Give a wave. Hey. Woo! She was the chief of the Forgotten Louisville. Right behind, Melantha, come behind. There you go, perfect. Melantha is also with the Forgotten Louisville. Glenda is also with the Forgotten Louisville. And Leslie, who is in the shade, come forward, good girl, is with My Dog Eats First. We have not yet seen Chad. Oh, there's Chad. Chad, come on, you're going to be late for your own LIVEcast. Come on in here, man. This is awesome.
Come on, share the mic with me, brother.
Share the mic with Tiny. That's fantastic. So, Chad.
Anybody that knows me, I'm actually on time.
Chad Kane is with Keep Louisville Warm. We appreciate you guys so much for being here. So, what I want to do is we're going to start this LIVEcast out with just something so much fun and so cool, and that is this wonderful young musician down here named Katie James, and she promised that she would come down and do a little tune for us to start. So everybody who is live casting simultaneously with us, please take just a minute to go ahead and give Katie a round of applause, and you guys can shoot her too. Are you ready for this? Go for it, Katie. A little bit of enthusiasm there for us. Good deal.
Can maybe someone hold this?
Yeah. Tiny will hold it for you. Perfect.
You're so welcome.
She's awesome. Go for it. Give us a little song to kick us off there, kid.
This is about slugs.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Gotta keep on moving, even if I'm going slow. Anything can happen. I'm the one that's in control. If you think I'm ugly, come close and see. I'm beautiful, so are you, and everybody. So don't step on me. Don't make me cry. Don't step on me. I just might die. If you wanna follow my rainbow trail, I am a slug. I'm not a snail. I'm out of my shell. I'm out of my shell. I am a slug. I'm not a snail.
Woo!
Out of my shell.
I love it. I love it. Fantastic. Thank you, Katie. That was so much fun. Okay, Tiny, come on back into the shot. Stand right there next to Melantha. I love it. So I want you to tell us just a little bit. You're okay. I want you to tell us just a little bit, Tiny, at the beginning here about Forgotten Louisville, and tell us why we're here today, because we've talked about the fact that, get in there, Chad, good job. We've talked about the fact that we have a cold winter approaching. We had a crappy winter, a really hard summer, and now we're getting there again. So talk to us about what it means to be homeless in Louisville.
So we've got quite a bit of homeless in our city.
people experiencing homelessness, many won't go into shelter because either our shelter systems are full, all of the shelter beds are full. That's a big misconception in the city. A lot of people think that, why won't somebody go inside? We just don't have the capacity to house everyone in our city that is homeless. So the groups that are here today, represented here today, we are boots on the ground outreach. So we go out and about in the community looking for individuals that are sleeping out, whether that's underneath a viaduct, in an encampment, sleeping in their cars, and we take warm food to them, we take living supplies to them. When it's cold, it is life-saving efforts that we're doing. So we're taking heat sources out to them, warm gear, blankets, things like that. So all the groups represented here today are boots on the ground outreach, taking those supplies out to individuals that are sleeping out in our city. And a big part of what we do, that's relationship building. So once we gain that trust and get to know their stories a little bit, we can begin the advocacy piece of what we do. So we're not just passing out food. It's not just that simple. We're trying to get them connected to resources, whether that be housing or mental health services, doctor's appointments. And then, of course, My Dog Eats First is they help support those individuals experiencing homelessness that have animals, because that is a family member to them when they're, especially being out on the streets, not having family or not having a circle of friends. Their pets are very important to them. So winter supplies for the pets are just as important as the supplies that we're collecting for the human beings that are experiencing homelessness.
That is absolutely outstanding, and that's exactly what I wanted to hear. Now, what I'd like to have you do is pass that mic over to Melantha, and you take the sign away from her. Actually, what we're trying to do is get you guys to look at these hashtags, and if anybody who's shooting this right now could please be so kind as to take a look at these wonderful, beautiful, highly advanced expert posters that are showing here so that everybody can see what's going on. And I want Melantha to talk just a little bit about her experience with the Forgotten Louisville. Go ahead, Melantha, and you're going to have to take Tiny's mic too, Melantha. We've got several different ways here of communicating, and we're going to have to use them all. Okay, go ahead, type that up there.
So my experience actually started out here with my friend Glenda online. I have had experiences in my family with homelessness, myself and family members, so I've always wanted to do something. And driving Postmates, I figured I could put stuff in my car, and so I had reached out to the other community, was talking about, hey, since you don't have people in your cars, you can have these sack lunches, and Glenda kind of had my back on some posts in there, and so invited me down to the waterfront, and I was hooked. It was an opportunity to be hands-on, because I'm a very hands-on person. I'm not the one who sits and looks at budgets or goes to board meetings. I need to be out doing something and talking with people. So it was an awesome opportunity to go out and volunteer and to meet people out there and get to know them and find out what they need and find out what I could do to help. So very recently we have moved to South Louisville to make sure that we are helping those there. Excuse me. And so that is my part of that street outreach that we do. I get to go out, find those who need help, just kind of help build a community. It becomes like just a family every Wednesday evening where we're checking in on people, making sure they have the warm meals and making sure they're able to share what they need to share with us. So whether it's something exciting, news, which I love getting, or it's, I need help with this, or where can I get this, or I'm looking for furniture, anything like that. So that's my part in it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Chad, go on in. Get in. Do that for a second. Melantha, give me that. Okay, put that microphone on Leslie. You're going to have to go right over the table there, Melantha. Just hand it to Leslie. Yeah, we got to swap these things off. Summer Dickerson just tuned in. Hey, Summer.
Hey,
we know you work with all of us.
Summer!
Chad, from your perspective, a little bit about Keep Louisville Warm, and you are the guy who has been so gracious as to agree to take the donations and split them equally between the three organizations, My Dog Eats First, Keep Louisville Warm, and the Forgotten Louisville. Thank you so much for doing that. Talk to us about your experience in being homeless outreach. Talk right into that microphone.
All right, thank you, Tara.
Real close, Chad, and you got to use, Leslie, you got to give him that mic, by the way. Or I can give him this one, it doesn't matter. Go ahead. Sorry about that, Chad.
No, you're fine.
All right, go for it. And thank you for the birthday wishes, man. That's awesome.
Right. So I agreed to that with no questions asked because of your birthday. So as far as my outreach, I actually started with the Forgotten Louisville, served with them off and on for many years. And when I came back to do outreach, I decided to start Keep Louisville Warm. Obviously with the blessing of the Forgotten, I'll always be a part of them and learned much of what we know these days we learned from serving with them back in the day. So,
Fantastic.
we've kind of adapted our own route now. We're serving about 200 people weekly on Saturdays. Every Saturday we have a set schedule that we serve, but we do invite anyone from the public. So thanks for those that are watching. Thanks for all of you that are here. This is truly a blessing, but what we're trying to do is stock up for the winter along with the other groups. So through the 15th of November, any funds that come in, period, unless specified otherwise, will be split with both the Forgotten Louisville, My Dog Eats First, along with Keep Louisville Warm.
Outstanding.
So quick plug, we have the PayPal.me/Keep Louisville Warm. We also have Cash App, which is the $ Keep Louisville Warm, no spaces. Again, all those funds will be shared with all three groups through the 15th of November.
And I've already got $100 on my donate button. How about anybody else? You guys starting to see some donations starting to roll in from your Keep Louisville Warm donate button, hopefully. Tiny, you're doing a great job holding that sign. I want to thank you so much. Chad, walk around behind there and show that microphone, both those microphones off to Leslie, if you will. You're going to have to give her the one on your jacket, too. So My Dog Eats First is a unique thing. Squeeze together a little bit more there, Leslie. Scoot over next to Glenda. And let's get Chad in there too. There you go. Good job. We want to talk a little bit about the pet situation in homelessness. Companion pets are an incredibly important part of an individual experiencing homelessness life. Safety, companionship, protection, just basically having somebody who loves you unconditionally. So what is it that My Dog Eats First does to help support those folks?
Well, My Dog Eats First provides food and vet care for the pets at the homeless. The important thing is that this is like a family member to a homeless person. It may be the only thing that they have because they love them unconditionally. When you're not in your best form and you're out on the streets, your pet is going to love you no matter what. And so we see it very important to keep that bond there and to do what we can do to help them out. We actually are located in brick and mortar at the Table Restaurant, 1800 Portland Avenue, where we give away food and dog supplies, pet food, dogs and cat supplies, and people food on the second and fourth Wednesdays of every month from 7 to 8 p.m. So anybody's welcome to come do that. We also have a Pets for Life affordable, another group that helps us give affordable vet care to the non-homeless, basically, the people that are struggling for the in-between. But as far as the homeless, we do go out, we do outreach. We also provide a link on a Walmart app to our other outreach groups where they can purchase what they need as far as pet food or supplies for those animals, since they're out there every single day at some point. So,
well, we are showing these wonderful signs that give us not only the hashtags, but also the PayPal.me/Keep Louisville Warm. You can donate on Facebook as well. The Big 4 Flash Mob LIVEcast is the big thing. That's the hashtag that we've assigned for this, for Keep Louisville Warm, the Forgotten Louisville, and My Dog Eats First. We appreciate the fact that Tiny Markwell is here with the Forgotten Louisville, Melantha Williams is here with Forgotten Louisville, Glenda Adkins is here with the Forgotten Louisville, Chad Kane's here with Keep Louisville Warm, and Leslie Hansford representing My Dog Eats First. We have a couple of sick people today, unfortunately. Bethany Buster has the flu, poor dear. And Kathy was going to come and talk to us about Layla, but I tell you what, we got somebody fantastic who's here with us. Brenda Ford, why don't you hand your phone to Caroline or one of those folks behind you. We've got some two-handed phone people here. Anybody who can hang on to that phone for Brenda. I want her to come in and stand right in between the two of you and put that mic on her, Leslie, and give her that hand mic too, or you hold it for her so that it's nice and high. Go ahead and put that on you, sweetie. Just clip it on there. Glenda, help her a little bit, if you will. And what I'd love to, just right in her mouth, Leslie. There you go. Gotta get it right up there. Tell us a little bit, Brenda, about what it's like to be homeless and what it's like to be free of homelessness now as a result of the work of these organizations. I'm dying to know.
Well, I was homeless for a very long time, and with my husband, Donald, who, thank goodness, is doing better too. He's out of the hospital. I was homeless, and I lived over on this side of town by myself for a very long time. And thanks to Angel, I call her an angel, Miss Amanda Penny, who took me to UPS, to the day shelter for women the very first time, and I was so scared to death of it.
Yep, terrifying.
And I went through it every 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 9 to 1 there, and they helped me take a shower, wash clothes, have a snack for breakfast, or lunch on Wednesdays.
Amazing. And you've done so much as a result of the teams that have come out. Tiny, I know that you have been one of the folks that has been serving Brenda in the camps that she lived in, and I know you have a long experience with Brenda. Talk to me about what the difference is between what she is today as opposed to what she was when she started.
Well, Brenda is now in housing, which I think we need to celebrate because that's huge. And when I say it takes a village, it takes a village. Many outreach people were able to outreach Brenda and her husband in their encampment and advocate for her and help her self-advocate. And she's done a beautiful job of that. And we partner with the community organizations in our city. She mentioned Up for Women and Children, which is a day shelter here, located at 425 South Jackson Street. They're open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to 1. And Brenda was able to go in there every day, like she said, take a shower, do some laundry, get the case management that she needed. So that is the big piece of what outreach does, is we help try to bridge that gap between services. And Brenda is a beautiful shining example of why that works, because she's in a house now that she has a door that she can lock and has a key that she uses to open it up every day, and a roof over her head and a warm bed and all of those things, and a bathroom. Yeah. And that's a human right, and a lot of people don't put the importance of that. But shelter is a human right, and we fight for that every day in the work that we do.
Give that mic to Linda. All right, we're going to give the mic Leslie has to Linda, and we're going to give the mic that Brenda's got on to Chad, and Chad's going to come forward, and Brenda, you're going to come back and finish your live cast because you're doing such a great job of it. I love it. Thank you for sharing that with us. You guys, give Brenda a big round of applause. What an accomplishment she has, and my gosh, she's come such a long way. Get in there closer, Leslie. Okay. Glenda, I want to thank you because you're kind of like the heart and soul of every event that we do, and you and I and Chad have done some extra time together on the phone that we haven't been able to enjoy recently, and I love the fact that that you've been such a big supporter of the things that I've done. You've always been there for my live casting, and you also are starting a brand new job. Why don't you tell us about that?
It's on the down low. No
That's
one
okay.
knows.
That's all right. They're going to know now.
Yes, they are. Thank you, Tara. We appreciate that. Tomorrow, which is Monday at 9 o'clock, I'll be starting a new job with Up for Women and Children. I am so excited and so blessed to have been chosen to take this position. Although I deal with women on the street, I've not had the opportunity to deal with only women. And I'm excited to learn new things and learn new places and learn new organizations and learn new needs that they have. It does mean that I have to step down and away from outreach, but I work with a phenomenal group of people that will help step up. It'll take me a couple weeks to transition to get my route covered. I currently serve between 125 and 175 people per week on Wednesday.
Amazing.
And we even we're involved in a gun brawl this weekend. So every Wednesday we go out, we say a little prayer before we hit the streets. And we cannot thank each and every one of you that are down here live casting, all of our friends and family that are at home live casting. If you're not able to make it down, please share your live cast.
Yeah, all you have to do is literally hit the share button and it goes live immediately. So if any of you guys have not done that on your phones who are watching us today, all these folks who are here doing this with us, we appreciate you so much for actually doing it. But if you're watching at home, all you have to do is hit the share button, and this is going to go live to all of the people on your Facebook account too. The whole goal is obviously to be able to get people to multiply. We want exponential numbers of people who are doing this, and so we really appreciate you doing it. You can do the PayPal. This is really cool. Let's go to the signs here. Hang on just a second. Everybody go to the signs. We got paypal.me/Keep Louisville Warm. You can hashtag Take It From Tara. You can hit the donate button. Hashtag the cold winter ahead. Hashtag homelessness. Hashtag homeless pets. And you can also hashtag Big4 Flash Mob Livecast. We appreciate that. Now the donate buttons for Keep Louisville Warm on all of your phones at this moment, if you are broadcasting live here at the Big 4 Bridge, that's all going to Keep Louisville Warm, but Chad is going to track it and divide it equally between the Forgotten Louisville, My Dog Eats First, and Keep Louisville Warm. So Chad, we want to thank you for that too. Share that phone there, Mike, that mic with Chad, Linda.
Let me just
say
also,
one more thing. Go ahead.
We have two of our additional troopers down here with us. Linda Maddenley's manning our water and hot chocolate booth.
Hey Linda, wave at us.
And
there she is. Woo!
We have Maria Miles, who just came in the back.
Hi, Maria.
So
I didn't see you back there.
Maria does our Preston Highway Fern Creek run and is instrumental with Tiny and I trying to keep things organized.
Maria doesn't like the camera either.
No, she does not.
She threatened me if I put her on camera. So hand that to Miss Tiny again.
Oh.
And, or Chad, doesn't matter which one. One of the two. What I want to know, Tiny, is what is the worst possible scenario for outreaches? And this is something to distinguish too. You guys aren't shelters. No. You are volunteer, which means unpaid, for those of you who are not familiar with that definition. Volunteer outreach teams going out into the community day and night. Tell me what a typical outreach is like.
Well, for the Forgotten Louisville, we have began our serve from down here on River Road. We also have some satellite serves out in the south end and closer in town. And then we divide up into street teams, so we go all over the city of Louisville. So the Fern Creek area, Preston Highway, downtown, West End, East End, seeking out individuals that are sleeping out or that are unsheltered. So a typical night could be, gosh, it's a wide array of things, but we're delivering a warm meal, but we are also delivering supplies and needed items to keep them warm. You mentioned like worst case scenario for us. Worst case scenario, especially in the winter time, is walking up into a tent where we know someone is sleeping and we don't get a response. You know, the fear is someone in there? Are they frozen to death? And we take that personal because the work that we do is very, very personal. We have lost people to the streets, and it's heartbreaking, and it should never happen in our city. We're a city of many, many resources and good people, compassionate people, but it happens. So that's worst case scenario for us is finding someone that has succumbed to the weather, and then of course running out of those needed supplies, the heat sources. Those are things that keep people alive. So when we're running out of those, we're desperately seeking donations from the community for those supplies so we can get them out. Because as the wintertime approaches, even though our main serve is Wednesday night, I know all the volunteers with the Forgotten Louisville that are here, our phones are on call 24/7. So, you know, we answer many, many phone calls and many runs for needs in the city when the weather gets frigid. The same thing happens in the summertime when it's extreme heat. You know, we're making sure that people are well hydrated and have the things that they need to keep them safe. So worst case scenario is obviously finding somebody that has succumbed to the weather. We transported individuals to the hospital for frostbite, you know, and that's heartbreaking as well, because then they're going to get treated and then sent right back out into the elements. So Worst case scenario is we don't have the supplies that we need to help individuals stay warm, but not just warm, to keep them alive. So that's why this fundraiser right here is majorly important right now, because we've already had a couple nights where it's been very cold, and we've had many, many phone calls already. Help, I need heat, I'm freezing.
All right, so to piggyback on that comment, I personally was at an overpass about 2 months ago, and I found a young lady who needed Narcan. She had overdosed in a tent that was under the overpass. I actually brought her back, got her to an ambulance, and I thought I saved her life, only to find out that a few weeks later that she did not make it, actually. And so I still carry that empty bag of Narcan in my door panel as a reminder. Make sure that we all carry that everywhere we go. So that is our biggest fear, along with the weather itself. So just to kind of give you guys an idea, yesterday we personally served 15 gallons of spaghetti. We ran out of food. That's a every week thing. We gave away over 100 sternos until we ran out. Probably somewhere around 50 blankets. Just bags and bags of clothing. Along with the food, snack bags are very important. But just the essentials of blankets, heat sources are something that we can never get enough of, to be honest. So you're talking about groups that go out every single day in the city. We have that in Louisville. We have groups, and it's a necessary thing. So in the winter, I also go out on other nights. It's very cold. We all do cold night runs where we literally are just checking on people, providing extra heat sources. So it's not just the Saturday thing. I served yesterday and then got home to find out that a friend had been taken in an ambulance to the hospital. He lives on the streets. So I had several other calls throughout the night with that. I had another call at 4 a.m. and then I was actually woke up at 6 a.m. all by different people on the streets that had needs that they were trying to address. Most of them were just saying that they were freezing. They were having trouble making it through the night. So I do have some supplies to take them even today, and to pass messages along to other groups that these folks are in need of outreach on a weekly basis. So we kind of share all that information amongst ourselves so that we know where everybody's at. As we all know, the city is constantly closing camps these days, which accomplishes nothing. It's not really helping our situation at all. It's just moving people from one block to the next. So we lose track of those people. We're basically the people that replace most of their tents, their blankets. Just imagine going camping in the wintertime for the whole winter. You wake up, you did your best to keep your blankets dry, but they get wet from the moisture. It's dew, then those blankets dry rot, they get mildew on them, they begin to stink. So people need blankets almost on a weekly basis, or every few weeks they're searching for blankets. That's the reason the volume is so high. We probably are approaching 10,000 homeless people in Louisville. I would say the count numbers have not been released, even though that was done in February. So those numbers really need to be out in the public, because we all know they increased from the close to 8,000 number that they were at last year. So that's why we're so desperate for support. We know what's coming. We know that we're gonna have to really take care of a lot of people this year in the winter, and it's a scary feeling to have that responsibility. So we ask as the community that you guys come out and share food with us. You're welcome to come serve with us any Saturday. I know the other groups are also open to that, but we ask for donations. Anything you can do to help would be appreciated.
Appreciate that too. And I want to mention, Tiny, real quick, talk to us a little bit about what we can do with Amazon wish lists. I think that's something a lot of people don't even know about, but you guys actually get a lot of your supplies by people ordering through Amazon.
So on our Facebook page, you can search the Forgotten Louisville and find our Facebook page, and there is a link to the Amazon wish list that we have.
And that gets updated periodically. It'll change a little bit with the seasons, but we put our most needed items on there. It's a very easy way for people to donate. You can go on and pick from a list of items that we've listed that we need, and that gets shipped directly to us.
That's
and then
easy.
we're able to distribute those to the community.
So it's Amazon wish list for The Forgotten Louisville, and there's one for Keep Louisville Warm,
Absolutely.
and there's one for My Dog Eats First. You can also do the paypal.me/Keep Louisville Warm right now. That money's going to be divided, and Chad actually said up to November 15th. He's going to split the proceeds that come in to Keep Louisville Warm between these three groups, which is so phenomenal. So I want to thank everybody who's here, who's live casting today. We appreciate having those extra phones, those extra Facebook accounts, all the people who are on the phones right now. God, I just appreciate you guys so much for taking the time. It's such a beautiful day. I want to close with something that really, a lot of people just don't think about. Everybody out here today, turn your cameras around on yourself. You're wearing hats. No, literally, turn your cameras around on yourself or show somebody else. You're wearing hats, you're wearing coats, you're wearing gloves, you're wearing sweaters, you're wearing boots. And folks who are experiencing homelessness may have none of the above. So we would like to make that different, except for that one guy in the shorts and t-shirt. But he's a guy, so what do you think? But anyway, if you can be of assistance to just one individual experiencing homelessness by making a contribution, by doing something to help a friend in need and not look upon an individual who is on the street as someone to be challenged, someone to be despised, someone to be looked down upon, but as someone who could be you. Because we're all one paycheck, one bad accident, one medical disaster away from losing everything. And several of us here have pretty much almost done that, if not completely done that. So I want to thank you guys for everything that you've done. Tiny, thank you for starting this all and being the little seed that was planted in Louisville. We appreciate you so much. Glenda and Melantha for working with her. Leslie, My Dog Eats First, my great sign holder back there. Thank you so much. Chad, thank you so much for Keep Louisville Warm. We appreciate it. We hope all the rest of you guys have a wonderful day. And if you will, thank you so much. And if you will, turn your attention to the lovely and talented Katie James. And I'm going to ask somebody to come and hold her microphone for her. Oh, Tiny's going to do it. Perfect. Close with something fun for us, Katie, as we say goodbye. And thanks you guys for your donations. We really appreciate it.
I'm talking in the headphones, so you gotta make my voice a lot louder.
Let's go to